Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Finally, I have time to record this video. It's been a busy week, right? Working and living in Canada is very different from working in Malaysia, back home. Back home in Malaysia, I have a full-time job. Here in Canada, I'm still looking for one, but at the moment, I'm working part-time. So the hours can fluctuate based on the seasons and how the business wants. So sometimes when there's no hours, it can be very slow. Sometimes it's immediate. They want you right now. Then they call you in, and you can't say no to it because you want the extra money, right? So today's video, I'm going to talk about my wife and I, our living expenses here in Toronto for the full calendar year of 2024. The last time I did this video was back in 2023 when I did my first 6 months of expenditure living in Toronto. I had fun doing that video, so given that again we have lived for the whole calendar year of 2024, I think that will give a better picture on how two working adults, one full-time and one part-time, make it living in downtown of the city. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. All right, we're all set up. Okay, today we're going to talk about the 2024 living expenses for two working adults living in downtown Toronto. So let's get into it. The first thing that we will always talk about is rent. Rent in Toronto has always been crazy, but it has softened since this year because the immigration has tightened since the late of last year because they realized that they made a mistake, right? So anyways, to focus on the rent, my wife and I, when we landed in Canada back in 2023, we rented a place, one bed, one den, and one bath for $2,450. I'll put the link in the video to show you how the condo looks like. Since then, in 2024, the rent has gone up for $100, so it brought it up to 2,550. So the total rent for the year is 30,300 because of the increase in between the months, which bring you an average of 2,525 per month, right? So after talking about rent, the next thing we will talk about is of course utilities, what we pay for electric, water, cooling, heating, hot water, cold water, right? So in my condo, we those are not included at all. So we have to pay for it. Hydro is electric, then water, hot and cold, and then heating and cooling, which is not gas, it's electric. The whole year cost us about 1,671. It fluctuates because of the colder and hotter months, right? During summer, we usually turn the cooler because it's a bit warm, but during this winter right now that we are going through, we try not to turn the heater on at all because we want to just layer up and then try to conserve the bill. The thing about paying utilities in this condo is that we do not pay directly to Toronto Hydro, we pay to a sub-metering company called Provident Energy, something like that. The thing is, I think the building signed Provident, so they install sub-meters in the unit and therefore they charge us the electricity accordingly. I do not get the same electricity rates as Toronto Hydro's website where it's either a tier system or the off-peak and on-peak system, right? So it can be a bit confusing when I look at the bill every other month. It kind of fluctuates. The per unit always fluctuates. So I never get it and I gave up trying to understand it because end of the day you still got to pay for it, right? So moving on from utilities, then there's renter's insurance because that is also mandatory when you rent a unit. So this one is not so much. It started off at 27 and then they taper down on the second year to 26.60. So therefore the average is still the same. The total for the year is $320. Then after renter's insurance, then the next fixed cost that we have to pay is of course our mobile plans. My wife and I, we are quite home-based, right? But my wife will be moving back to office soon for 4 days a week. So mobile plans in Canada has of course been very expensive and it keeps going up year after year, something like that. But we managed to have a slightly cheaper plan because of the corporate discounts that we have. She has it and I have it as well. So my wife is on Rogers. I was on Rogers as well under her. Then I switched away to Bell because I wanted to sign my own plan to get a new phone, right? That's why we are stuck with this expensive premium plan by the premium telecommunication company. The mobile plans are very attractive, especially during Black Friday and depending on where you buy it. I bought mine at the mobile shop, so besides getting a very good price, I get PC points on top of that, which I can use for my groceries, right? Moving on, after mobile plans, then we will go to transportation, which is also a very big topic here in Toronto. Most of our transportation here in the downtown Toronto is of course through the TTC. My wife and I, we used to have a monthly pass during our first month here in Canada, but given that we try to understand the system better, then we realized that we don't really need a monthly pass, especially when she was still working from home most of days of the week. So our average, usually she would top up about $50 a month, and I would top up about $50 a month as well. And that should get us through enough for the month, because where we are, our workplace are also walking distance. So every time when we go out is when we buy certain groceries at TNT supermarket, or when we try to explore slightly further out from where we are. Of course, there's an occasional lift that we spend when there's a promo code. So that's that. So 1,005 give you an average about 130 a month for 2%, right? So if you divide that again by 2 is about 60 plus per person per month. Not too bad actually, because we also try to curb our movement around. Next, after transportation, then we go to groceries, which is also what Canadians talk about every other day since the prices has gone up since COVID, right? So my wife and I, 2%, we spend 7,364 for the whole year, average about 614 month, bringing that down to per person is about 300 per month. Where we shop for our groceries is mainly in Loblaws and TNT. TNT is because there's more Asian varieties, there's some local products that we like, and more Asian stuff that we like, right? Even the cut of meat and the type of fishes that they sell, usually Western groceries such as Loblaws do not carry them. We shop a lot at Loblaws is because I work there, I get a 10% discount, and I get PC points as well, so it cycles up. Once in a while, when we collect enough scene points, which is what my wife is using, then we will use the scene points to buy and shop at Sobeys, because then from there we can claim the scene points for our groceries as well. So not too bad actually. I feel it's a bit on the high side. It's because we spend a lot on ice creams, because Haagen-Dazs is cheap compared to back home in Malaysia. It feels like a no-brainer if we don't spend on it, right? So sometimes we just enjoy ourselves. Even Lay's, sometimes when it's cheap, then we buy. I think we are I would say that I'm a victim of marketing. So when there's a very, very good deal, then I'll actually stock up a bit. Then we realize that I think we are overspending on it, right? So 7,300 for 2024. Hopefully, when I do this video again in 2026 for 2025's expenses, I hope it will go down. The total is actually higher than this, but given that some of the spending is contra off by PC Optimum, so this is a net of 7,003. I think maybe if you plus back my employee discount and the points that we save on, right, maybe it would reach maybe 8 to 9,000, I suppose. That's a lot actually, right? Next, eating out is of course the other side of the whole spending, right? Because groceries you try to spend and cook at home, try our best to cook at home, but at times we want to enjoy the food outside. So like this picture right here, this is from Daltone in Spadina. They recently opened about 2 months ago. We love this outlet because the vibe, environment, the service is very, very good. For Korean barbecue, this is one of the best that we like, right? Total for the year eating out for 2% is 6,004, which brings an average of 500 per month. For per person is about 275-ish, right? Eating out is normally during the weekends, or sometimes when I meet my wife after work when she goes to office, then we just hang out and get dinner just to take a break from cooking. Because sometimes you run out of ideas of cooking the same thing from time to time. Oh, it gets boring. So after eating out, there is bank charges. Why am I including bank charges? Is because the big bank that we are banking with Scotiabank, because we have at least one big bank. When we first landed, of course they waive all the fees for you for 1 year. Then after that, they have this premium account or a basic account. So the premium account requirement needs you to keep at least $4,000 in the checking account so that there's no bank charges, so the account is free. If the balance falls below, it costs you $16, right? Because of all the perks and stuff like that. So if the money is sitting in your checking account, $4,000 a month, which is doing nothing for you, but it's doing a lot for the bank, then that's crazy, right? So what we did was that we moved to a basic bank plan, which cost us about $4 a month, since we do not withdraw that much money, and we really needed our money to work for us, so we took it out. So we do not have to commit to Scotiabank $4,000 a month for a free bank account. We put it to our TFSA. TFSA, then you invest. I think we'll make more than $4, it covers back. We didn't really move away from Scotiabank because to those banks with zero charges, there's like Tangerine and all. Because those kind of banks, how they're able to operate like that is because there's lesser human interaction, everything is online, right? So we still believe in something conventional of a bank. Therefore, we maintain it $4, $4 it is, right? We can manage that cost. So do check out my TFSA video if you're interested, and if you guys who don't know much about TFSA, this is a very fundamental and basic video. Maybe you can try and look at it. I'll put a card up here. Okay, after bank charges, okay, the reason why flows like this is because this is how my pivot table works on Excel. So I just follow the same arrangement from the Excel to this keynote, right? So after bank charges, then there's the income tax related charges. This one, I put it here because we spent $349 filing our tax for the first time here in Canada because we don't know what to do. Since we were first time people filing taxes, we needed help from someone. So we paid H&R Block $349 for 2% to do our tax. My wife's portion is actually a bit more expensive than mine, but at least we get it going. This year we will be filing it ourselves, so I hope we don't incur this much, or we incur less because of the different plans of TurboTax or whatsoever that's out there. After tax related stuff, it will be bubble tea. This is something we crave since Asia, right? So once in a while we enjoy our bubble tea here. The ones that we usually go to are Cha Time. Sunshine is the one you see here, and Real Fruit. So we spent about $347 for the year for 2%. Last year was actually very, very good. We spent very little. I feel that in 2025, just this 1.5 month, right? I think we drank a lot. It's because of the tax holiday, there's no tax, so it feels a bit cheaper. I feel this year's 2025 amount is going to be higher than the 347. Anyways, after bubble tea, then there will be Canada outing. Nothing much in 2024 actually, because 2023 we went to Niagara, we went to CNE. This 2024 Canadian outing, I think we spent on baseball games. We went to 2 or 3 baseball games, the Blue Jays, and also the ice hockey, the NHL at Scotiabank Arena. So they brought up about $376. That's the bulk of it, because I don't think we went anywhere. We didn't go traveling outside of Toronto in 2024. We were pretty much still in the city, besides going back to Malaysia. So after that, next is coffee. Coffee is primarily not my spending, mostly it's my wife. She spends on coffee when she's at work. I do buy it from time to time, but mine I put it as an expense on my name, so that I put it aside. This coffee expenditure is because I want to tell her, hey, this is how much you've been spending for the whole year on coffee, right? Okay, moving on from coffee, that will be joint gambling. This is something my wife and I we spend time doing together. Like the ones that you see right here is the scratches. Sometimes we sit down and we do some scratches like bingo, crossword. So you can see I'll put the playlist right here in my channel, right? Do check it out. Sometimes we have some good luck, right? Of course, others will be spent on lotteries such as Big Four, Lotomax, Ontario 49, Lotario. So 905 for the whole year, average was 75 a month for 2%. Which is a lot, right? It's a lot, right? Money gone. It's kind of a good, fun way to invest, I guess. Not encouraged, but yeah, this is one of our sins. Moving on from gambling. There will be house items. Okay, this picture is a bit deceiving. House item, not the grocery stuff, as you can see. So house item as in the pans, the jars, and the containers and stuff like that. And others maybe, what did I buy last year? Can't remember. But we spent about 1,000 for the whole year, so not too bad. Vacuum actually is because in 2023, it's not 2024. No big ticket items for house items in 2024. So I think that's not too bad actually. Moving on from house items, it will be international travel. Okay, this would be for our travel to Korea later in a few months' time. So we bought a ticket back in October, I guess. Funny thing, right? Flying to Korea, from Toronto to Korea, cost us about 2,300-ish or something per person. At the same time, we checked the same flights, right? No, the same time flights, but from Toronto to Malaysia. The flight to Malaysia is actually cheaper than the flight to Korea. Mind you, it's the same airline where when flying to Malaysia, you transit in Korea and then there's another flight to Malaysia. That costs 1,700. But if you just fly to Korea alone for a holiday, it's 2,000. Very, very weird. I don't know what Korean Air is doing. I don't know whether it's a mistake or not, but hey, what to do? Okay, so that's our one. Is it one? Two. There's two international travel. The other one will be in Mexico after that because we have to attend to something. So yeah, that brings the flight. This is actually just the flight because this cost is all in 2024. 2025, the further cost will be incurred later during the year, during the visit, right? Okay, next would be our PR application. I think if you guys have been following my channel, my wife and I gotten our PR back in November 2024. So if you want to check out the journey, there's a video that talks about it. I'll put it in the card right above. We talk about how we got it there. There's also a journey where I talk about my CELPIP journey, how I've taken the test, how I fared for it. So, okay, the PR application, yes, it includes whatever that we needed to do. I jumped the gun and I did some fingerprinting, which I don't know sped up the process or it was just not used at all. And then others is just the cost of a tax, in form of tax, because it's a paid benefit by my wife's company who helped us with the PR application actually. So given that the company helped us with the PR application, it was much faster, it was much more fluid, and the tax for it was also, very, very nice. So that's about it, yeah. So that's the cost towards the PR, and that now I am a PR. It's more relief, so I don't have to worry about my work permit, right? Look, moving on from PR application, which is mostly a one-time cost by 2024, so we will not see this kind of spending in 2025, which is good. We have more money to invest elsewhere. Next, shopping. Okay, this one is joint shopping. Again, most of these things are joint, like the gambling is joint. If it's not, then it will be parked under my name or her name in a separate personal spending. 4,000 for the whole year, which average about 349. This one includes it's house item as well, but it's not pans or the kitchen stuff. I think it's more like I really can't remember what we spent on, right? Maybe it's all the consumables around the house. That's what it is. Also not groceries, but some other consumables around the house. What's next after shopping? Oh, subscription. Subscription 428 a year. What do we have? We have Prime because we have Amazon Prime get free delivery, so we have Prime Video as well. We recently re-signed Crave at a discount during Black Friday, I think, and then we re-signed Disney Plus. It was also for a discount, 12 months for the price of 10 months, because there are a lot of those Marvel stuff coming up, right? So I thought, why not have Disney Plus again? So yeah, monthly about 36, give and take, that's about the number right there. After subscription, what do we have? Okay, work lunch. Work lunch, this one is one pax, is because this one is tracking my wife's spending again. This is also for the whole year. She spent about $600 for the whole year. Okay, it doesn't seem that high, right? It is because she only goes to the office twice a week. Rest of that, she's work from home. So therefore, if I'm not working, then I'll cook for her. And that's how we try to save, right? At times, I do cook for her so that she can bring to work, or she cooks it herself. So average about 51 a month, not too bad, right? Because one lunch usually itself in downtown Toronto is about $15-20, right? So kind of a good range for the year. But given that she'll be going back to the office 4 times a week this year in 2025, this number is bound to go up. I hope to have some good plan to meal prep for her for the year, right? So after. Okay, now we are into my spending, right? 2,000 for the whole year. What did I buy actually? Well, I can't really remember. I think I spent somewhat a lot on my eczema cream because it's very dry here when it's cold. It's a bit difficult. I bought a new shaver as well because the old one, the gap, the comb is a bit off, right? So I needed something. And then, I think I bought about, yeah. Okay, then yeah, I can't remember what I bought, but I spent quite a good amount actually. But if you see my spending, you should see my wife's spending, right? That's 8,004. Okay, I think very mainly about this 8,004 is because she invested in a espresso machine, as you can see right here. So she makes coffee now from time to time at home when she works from home, right? But hopefully when she goes to office again, maybe she'll bring the coffee to work. And what you can see in this picture itself is that we are doing our own affogato at home. So we get the Haagen-Dazs ice cream, which I mentioned earlier during our grocery spending. We get the Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream. Then we just put a double shot into it and then we enjoy it. Very, very good. Okay, this also works, right? Okay, my Malaysian friend did it. He has an espresso machine, so you have those coffee tablets, right? Even that works, right? You have that. I don't know how. I think you can still double shot, right? The amount. Get ice cream, double shot it, and even with Nespresso, you can enjoy your own affogato at home. Don't really have to go out to buy it anymore, right? And you can put more ice cream or put more coffee as you like. Of course, my wife's spending is a lot more. It's because she has a full-time job. She earns more. Therefore, she can spend a bit more. Of course, other spending for herself includes self-care, which includes makeup, conditioner, treatment, haircut, different. I have to be more thrift about it, right? So that's our spending, our individual spending. Okay, oh yeah, I think I know what is it about my spending, which is a bit high. My personal gambling and my personal lunches. Because I didn't do my own lunch, I park all my personal work lunch into my name spending itself. It's easier for me to track. But I try not to eat as much during at work because my work is just a 2 minute walk from where I am. So sometimes when I spend, it's because it's very cheap. Most of the time, it's because Starbucks has a 50% on its sandwiches. This is also, of course, special to me is because the Starbucks is in the Loblaws. That's why I have these perks, right? You don't get it in all Starbucks. Very small, actually, all this spending, right? All these sandwiches with 50% is $2, $2. Every other 2 weeks is $2, but when it comes to a full year, it builds up. It's big. Really, really need to cut down on that. So that is about it with my our personal spending, my wife and my spending. So to give you a rough idea, we try to be thrift, but we also want to enjoy ourselves because living here can be a bit stressful, right? So with the money we have after putting it aside for investment and watching it grow, this is some extra money that we spend so that we can enjoy our time here. And with that, I think we reached the end of our presentation for the whole expenditure for 2024. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you stayed the whole way through for the video, thank you very much. I hope you click like for the video if you like the content of my channel. I'm trying to move away from the slots that I've been doing, but it's a paid gig, so that's why there's some videos that comes on with the channel from time to time. But I want to end this video by sharing with you the things that I cook for my wife during the times when I'm at home, right? So these are all our home cooked food. Okay, the first one on the top left is just chicken and vegetables. The second one will be the fried rice with the chicken wings. That is something that I always wanted to do, right? Third one is our Malaysian style roast pork. I think a lot of people does that as well. The fourth one is the Hokkien noodle, which my wife uses udon as a sub. Then the bottom left will be baklava. That one's quite easy as well. Then the salmon is her work lunch that I'd like to share with you. That I think some broccoli and the salmon and rice that she brings to lunch. Then others would be just noodles and porridge. And we rotate. There's a lot more actually. If you check out my Instagram and stuff, there's a lot more of these pictures. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel for more content about living in Canada. I will try to push out more content as I have a bit more hours since I was a bit quiet this few weeks, right? With that, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.